My name is Ken Rigby. I've got a PhD in psychology, and at the moment I'm an adjunct professor at the University of South Australia.
And regarding anti-bullying programs or components in programs, what have you seen are the key factors for successful bullying prevention?
Well, most programs involve two obvious aspects. One is educating students about bullying, helping them to understand, for example, what to do if they are bullied and how to help other children, and to become more empathic and to know how they can help other children. That's one aspect of it. The other aspect of anti-bullying programs that's important is what to do when a child actually gets bullied. What do teachers do to help? Sometimes parents are extremely angry because the child's being bullied. What should teachers actually do? And so working out what intervention strategies are best at your school, I think, is a number one priority.
And recently, in the Emirates, you have looked at the method of classroom activities where the intention is to enhance pro-social behavior of the students. Can you tell us something about that and if it is effective as an intervention to reduce bullying?
Pro-social behaviour, I think, involves motivating people to be kind and to be good and so on, and to have the kind of skills that enable you to listen and to be empathic, and to really enjoy being able to communicate in a positive way with others. And that's obviously very important. But the other aspect of it that is important is helping children to understand what actions they can actually take. For example, most bullying takes place with people watching. There are people, we call bystanders, who are there, and bystanders very often do nothing but just watch and sometimes enjoy the spectacle and feel glad it's not me. So the trick really, or the training that's needed, involves them recognising that the effects of bullying can be very serious, and that they can actually do something. Sometimes, of course, they do the wrong thing by rushing in and fighting, the people doing the bullying, which doesn't help. So teachers do need to guide people as to what kind of response. Very often it's a verbal response, like, I don't like what you're doing, you better stop it. And when several people are saying this at the same time, you feel better, safer. Telling the teacher, very often. Informing a teacher about what's happening, I think, is a very central matter. And it's difficult sometimes to motivate children to do that because they think that actually telling the teacher is weak. People will laugh at me. Maybe the teacher will laugh at me for, and maybe I don't want to talk to the teacher. I don't know the teacher all that well. I want to talk to somebody who'll be sympathetic and helpful, somebody who can help. And sadly enough, many teachers do not know how to act effectively. And if you ask children, about 40% or so of children I told the teacher, but things did not improve, and about 10% say things got worse. So teachers do need to know what to do when bullying occurs, so that children will have the confidence to tell them. Because children, as I say, very often do not tell a teacher because they do not believe the teacher can help. And so teachers need to know how to help.
And when it comes to the field of the whole school approach, what would you recommend to a school leader, school management who wishes to engage the entire school staff in bullying prevention?
I think engaging the school staff occurs when you start working at what the anti-bullying policy should be. You're getting various groups to brainstorm. I mean, first of all, is defining bullying. How at the school do you want to define bullying? What do you want to say to encourage all the teachers in the school to believe it's really worth doing? Really, anti-bullying is worthwhile. This often involves educating teachers about the effects of bullying. Some are very sensitive and know a great deal about it, and perhaps some do. Well, certainly some do not. What can the school actually do? I mentioned a moment ago helping bystanders to be better bystanders, what can be done in class, and of course what can be done when bullying occurs, how to relate to parents. Parents are often extremely dissatisfied, at least in my own country, in Australia. Teachers are often extremely dissatisfied because the schools have claimed they have an anti-bullying policy which suggests that they know what to do and they'll do it, and in many cases the parents of bullied children are extremely angry because they feel the school has fallen down its responsibility. At the same time, I think it's important to realise that stopping bullying is not easy. It's possible to bully people in all kinds of underhand, covert ways, and sometimes, of course, the reason for the bullying is to be found not at the school, but actually in the home. So sometimes and the community. So it's a very difficult matter, so I don't want to blame teachers for being unable to stop the bullying when it occurs, but they can do a lot better than they have been doing.
And our last question to you, if you were to give one and only one advice to school staff on how to prevent bullying at their school, what would that advice be, and why?
It will be very simple. It will be listen to children and believe what they're actually saying. Occasionally one might be wrong, but most of the time you'll be right to believe what they're saying because they know when they're being bullied, and they come to see a teacher when they really need to.